Hey, so just a quick video here. It looks like my audio is quite messed up. Hopefully this is better. But yeah, just a quick video here. My last video, I demoed how you can smuggle in codecs or whatever you want. You can also use like Copilot, or whatever you want. Cursor, I don't know if Cursor has the extension though, but I use VS Code. I've been pretty happy with it. So I demoed how we can use the Remote Explorer extension to connect remotely to a system, and then you're basically smuggled in the AI into that system. So let's see some of the power you get for doing that. So I'm hosting things on my home lab here, and one of the things I'm hosting is a remote desktop connection to a simulated device. One of the issues I was having was a lot of lag. It was just a laggy mess to use. So now that I've smuggled in the AI, it can figure that out way better than me, and we can see things are better, definitely than they were. If I go here, create a new text file, type, type. Things are really, I think, quite good now. I just wanted to do a quick update on that because, like, I want to show the level that these AIs are at now. You tell me, would you have figured this out? So this is what it did. It dug through the logs for VS Code. Um, it baselined the time it took for it to start up, which was around 3 seconds, and then it understood that the delay wasn't really caused by that because it was taking quite a long time, so the delay actually wasn't there. So then it looked somewhere else. It looked in the kernel ring buffer. So are you going to do that? Am I going to do that? No. And it noticed that every time a desktop app enumerated removable media, the kernel tries to read at a bad location that doesn't exist, hangs for 2 seconds, and then it logs it. So the dead floppy device blocked the main thread of launcher processes before their windows were allowed to paint, which is why the editor felt sluggish, even though CPU and memory were idle. So this is what it did. It unloaded the floppy module, sudo modprobe-r floppy, so the bogus device disappears. There's just a remnant, because this is a virtualized device. There was just like stuff that got virtualized that didn't need to be there, so it removed it. Then it added this configuration file here to keep the driver from ever coming back, like if I reboot it. So it made that configuration persist. Then it cleaned up the older files, like the crash dump files, so they don't get reprocessed. So now we don't have these timeouts, and they were taking, an extra 2 or so seconds to make things come up. So, this is the level of work we're doing on this device now. Like, if it's just me, I don't know why it's laggy. Like, it could be literally anything, and it still could be literally anything, right? But we can ask it to do so many things. Let's ask it now. Cool. Can you please sniff the link? Sniff the links to see if if there's any potential problems due to the traffic patterns. So there we go. That's a very empty, vapid thing to say. but the AI gets it and it's going to run with it. And if it can't, then it'll tell me it's thinking about it. I'm using Codex. I'm using high reasoning effort. I'm using the Codex model. So these are different models. Codex is not GPT-5; it's its own model. Got it full access, and it's remotely in here. So can you sniff that link? Yeah, it can do a TCP dump on there, and it can see the links, the directly connected. It should be able to go to the directly connected links, and it should be able to SSH to all of the other devices on the network as well. We can see it here. It's using SSH here. We can see exactly what it's doing, what it got back from that. So here's all the links. Look, it's doing all that. Now it's preparing to capture the traffic. So let's see what command it's choosing to use for that. So it's trying to it's trying to use TCP dump. Now it looks like it had a little bit of a problem there entering the password, so I think it's trying again here. So it keeps having trouble, I think, with that password. We might have to help it out. We might have to help it out. We might have to help it out. But look at this, it created its own task list, right? Like it's identifying key interfaces, and then if it keeps having problems, it's gonna like ask me to help, right? And now I can go in and like intervene and help. I can run these commands myself. Look, it did this on a shell, right? I can copy the contents. I can go in the shell. I can open a terminal here. And look, we're on the same shell. Like it says it's at /home/gposh. That's if I do pwd, that's where I'm at. So I can follow it around. Like I can, I see that it's not able to run these commands. Well, I'll run it for them. Like we're working together on this remote system, using a combination of my own manual things on the system, using a combination of what the AI is doing. What I could even do, which would be pretty cool, I think, is set up like Gemini CLI here, and then have them work together. So now when this runs, instead of running these, SSH patch-p on the shell, this would run Gemini CLI commands on the shell. Wouldn't that be cool? Then they'd work together. So yeah, I just wanted to demo this because this has been something that has has been a problem for me, getting remote access like this working well in my lab, and just knowing more about how to use the AIs, I think is really the only solution. Because am I supposed to detect that log file somewhere, there's a virtualized floppy device that's adding a 2-second lag to my window painting? No, it's beyond me, right? And so I'm sure there's somebody out there that's like, oh, you idiot, like, of course that's the problem. There always is, but the AI right now actually is quite good for this kind of thing, in my opinion, and it's only going to get better. It's the worst it's ever been. It's ever going to be from now going forward. GPT-6 is probably going to come out fairly soon. 2027 is going to be the big year where nobody can ignore it anymore. It's ubiquitous all throughout society, and we understand how much it's going to change society a lot. We might even start seeing robots. 2030, everything is completely different. We got robots, we've got AI, smarter than the smartest person you've ever met in your life, that can do a wide variety of things. So yeah, I just thought this was really cool. We can see, look at this, the lag is really good now. It's lightning speed. It's super snappy. You go down here, service healthy. Well, let's change this to service unhealthy. UN. There we go. Perfect. Right there. No lag at all. /runner /gposh / this works now. There you go. No leg at all. Not a single, not a leg. This whole thing. We'll let it all leave. No leg at all. So there we go. That's the power of working with the AI in this fashion. I think the next step, which would be really cool, is to actually set up Gemini CLI here, and then when this runs commands, it's going to work back and forth with Gemini CLI. So it's not going to just get like, if you look back at it, it's not just going to do. It is going to do just a curl, but it also can work back and forth with the other commands. So now we can see. So it looks like only ENS3 is carrying the user traffic. These are idle now. That's because the lab simulation is down. So it did look at the packets, and it noticed that there are some flows, guacamole flow there, so it captured all that. Its own shell saw that, and then GitHub, telemetry, clean act progression, no retransmits, pauses, or window shrinking, nothing pathological on the link use, zoomed in on the RDP stream with TCP dump, pattern is steady, latencies stayed there, so round trip between guacd and the VM is clean, so there's really no problems there. So there's no traffic on ENS4. Conclusion: current traffic patterns are light and well behaved. No evidence of queuing, duplex mismatches, retransmissions, or broadcast storms. If you want continuous monitoring, we can do that. We can create a dashboard to see these things live. We can do anything we want because we smuggled in the codex to the actual remote system we're working on, and it can work directly on that system. So clear to see the power in all this. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.